Is the office, or in this case the newsroom, an unusual place for tea, or is tea pretty much everywhere?
Frankly, Richard, it's everywhere. As a matter of fact, the reason for my trip from visiting the colonies again, if I may say so, or our ex-colonies, is that outside Great Britain now, this is the second largest importer of tea in the world. And of course, many people are drinking tea in the morning, in the afternoon. As a matter of fact, 95 million Americans are now drinking tea, and I'm sure a lot of them in offices.
Well, you poured me some tea that you brewed.
Yes.
Now, I happen to have a sweet tooth. How much sugar is right in my tea?
Well, I would suggest 2 lumps. Do you take lemon as a matter of interest?
No.
Oh, because should you take lemon, which many Americans do, you must put the sugar in first and stir it. If you do it in reverse, the chemical reaction of the lemon won't allow the sugar to dissolve.
Maybe that's why I never liked it with lemon. Maybe I'll try it this way.
Yes, please take your 2 lumps, old boy. You like it sweet, and then stir it.
Then stir, okay.
Yes. Now, the real reason for my trip to Montgomery, old boy, is to come to show Americans how to boil water. It's very naughty. You know, you took a bit of a diabolical liberty at the Boston Tea Party, in which you took 300 tea chests and threw them overboard, which we didn't object to, but in cold water I thought was a bit naughty.
All right, you say boil water now. That sounds like a joke, but how do you boil water for tea?
Well, most people have a tendency to overboil the water. And when you overboil water, what actually happens, of course, is that you're taking the oxygen out of the water, which in turn gives you a flat beverage. So the trick is to start off with cold, fresh water, empty the contents of the kettle, and when the kettle comes to its first rolling boil, turn the heat down. That's the trick. You then take a teapot, and I would strongly recommend either earthenware or china, because they retain the heat that much better. You put 1 tea bag. Many people think in England we don't use tea bags. We use as many tea bags as you do here. It's what's in the bag that counts. Or 1 teaspoon of tea per cup. You then rinse out the pot very gently, put the tea in, and then pour the water over the tea. I should pour it directly over the tea, but however, you should do it very slowly. You should never bruise the tea leaves, old boy. It's like a beautiful woman, Richard. If you don't bruise her, you get results. The next important thing is the brewing, which should take a minimum of 3 minutes and a maximum of 5 minutes, depending on the blend of tea and how you like your tea. That basically is how to make tea correctly. Most people in this country are not aware that tea now is the cheapest beverage in the supermarket in the United States. It costs 2 cents for 1 cup of tea as against 6.5 cents for coffee. Again, you get 200 cups of tea to a pound of tea as against 40 to 50 cups of coffee to the pound, depending how much coffee you use. Now, I never want to see anybody use a tea bag more than once. You're just taking 2 cents. You're getting 98% of the strength of that tea. Should you want to use it again, Richard, it's ideal for growing roses. Many girls use it as an astringent underneath puffy eyes, or if you have a first aid, if you have a burn, it's good as a first aid there. Otherwise, just use a fresh bag. And always make sure that if you're using in a cup, this is a special cup which I've designed, which I call an 11-zy cup, 11 o'clock in England. We stop for tea like you stop for your coffee. You put the tea bag directly into the mug, you pour the water gently over the leaves, then you take a little coaster like this, put it on the top, and you're retaining the heat. By retaining the heat, you're allowing the tea leaf to do its job. Most Americans are just doing a dunking operation and consequently just drinking brown water. In the United States today, you have as much as 40 to 50 different blends of very exquisite teas. And drinking tea is like drinking wine. Would you care for a biscuit, old boy?
No, that's a biscuit. Looks like a cookie to me. But
well, I don't know.
Anyway.
Since you threw us out the mother country, we don't understand each other. We left you with the Magna Carta, I believe, in the mother tongue. We call them biscuits. I don't know why you call them cookies. Is there any particular reason?
Just Americanese, I suppose. You brought along with you some variations on tea. I'd like to see this.
This here is what I call a civilized answer to Irish coffee. And here we put in 6 ounces of hot tea. The hot tea in the winter insulates you. In the summer, it ventilates you, and iced tea refreshes you. You then take a little of there we go, a little what we call tea with love. It's the taste of apricots and almonds in tea. You stick it in there like that. Put a little whipped cream on top. The trick is not to mix it. The apricots, the taste of the apricots and almonds finds its level in the tea. You put a spot of cream on like that, and tally-ho, bung-ho, there you go.
Oh, my goodness.
That's very good for after skiing parties, after a football. Most Americans, in all due respect, overeat. The size of the meals here are ridiculous. Tea aids the digestion. How about that, Richard?
Marvelous.
Very good if you're in love, by the way. Or about to get into love.